I have 5 laps to keep first position for every single lap, otherwise I will do what the top comment says on F124. So we've come to the start of the first race here around Austria in the Kick Sauber, as the 5 red lights took an age to go out there, but we've got off to a really good start, which is really important, as Alonso gets off to a decent start as well. I think Max had a pretty poor start there as we come through turn 1 with a bit of a gap to the guys behind, but trust me, against 110i it's not going to last long, especially in a Kick Sauber and around Austria with a lot of straights. So as long as they're in the DRS, I think they're going to fly through pretty easy. But we do have a bit of a gap, which is really good at the moment, but they're definitely going to catch up to us pretty soon as Hamilton manages to get P2, and I think he will be closing up to us pretty quickly. We're not going to use that much ERS at the moment because we don't really need to. We're going to have to save it at some point if they do manage to overtake us some point in the lap. As long as we cross the line in P1 every lap, we will pass the challenge. As we come across the line, you can see how much they've caught up at the moment. Okay, we're going to have to use a lot of ERS coming up here, but I think I will give myself the DRS for the next straight if we can. We're going to have to cross the line a little bit later than Hamilton through here. Can we hang it round the outside through turn 3? Really important to get a good exit out of there with the traction. He's still on our inside here. We're going to use a bit of ERS. We've also got the DRS on him, and we should be able to keep a hold of P1. We'll give him the space down into turn 4, and we do just about manage to keep it in P1 still. A very close battle at the moment. I think sector 1 and a bit of sector 2 are key. As long as we're in front for that bit, we should be able to keep it in front for the rest of the lap. I think obviously if we lose it through this part, it's going to be really hard to try claw it back as they close up a little bit more there. Okay, we've come through the final corner now for lap 3, and we're still in front, which is good news, but Hamilton's going to go for the move into turn 1, it seems like.
Tyres are running very hot, very hot. Please keep those tyre temps under control if you can.
As that engineer has a go at us at that moment. Hamilton's coming back at us again. I think Alonso is as well. They're trying to make it 3 wide. I don't know where Alonso is. We're going to leave the space if we can. Hamilton manages to get in front, but we do have the DRS on him. He's going to go very defensive. We can see Max is also coming at the moment. And we do just about manage to keep P1 once again down into turn 4 against Hamilton. We've only got a couple more laps to hold on. Like I was saying, if you don't really understand the rules, it's about at the end of the lap. As we cross the line, if I'm in P2, the challenge will fail. It's okay if they overtake us through the lap, but as long as we cross the line in P1, we will be okay and will be successful.
Quite what we needed, I'm afraid, but look, let's move on. Get your head down and chin up and focus till the end of the race.
And we'll come on to lap 4 now, still in P1, which is good. It's okay if they overtake now, it's just at the end of the lap, as Max is trying to make the move on Hamilton as well. We will have a bit of DRS on them both. Hamilton's going to go very defensive to hold up Max, which is going to help us as well. Someone's broken a front wing there. I think it was Max on the back of Hamilton's car, which is really important. And we're in the same place once again with Hamilton as we come on to lap 4, coming down into turn 4. We almost lose the back end of the car there. And we keep P1 once again as we come into the final 2 sectors. I think we're going to have to save a bit of ERS coming onto the final lap because they're going to be all over the back of us. As Hamilton comes here, we're going to have to use it. Go defensive. Can't be in P2 as we cross the line, or we will fail. Okay, we crossed the line in P1, so we've got one more lap. As Max is flying through, as you can see there in the background, the rear view mirror. Okay, we've got the DRS on Hamilton here, which is really good. I think we're going to stay behind him just to try and get the DRS once again for the final straight. Same place once again with Hamilton for lap 5 and the final lap. If we can keep ahead of him down into turn 4, I think we might have won the challenge for the first race out of the 3. And we do just about manage to do it. So it's looking really good for the last 2 sectors. I think as long as we can keep it neat and tidy, I think we will cross the line in P1. So we almost lose the back end there. Going to use up our ERS a little bit. We're going to have to go defensive. Hamilton forces us to do it. They're all over the back of us here. We need a really good exit. Use up our ERS, go a bit wide, but we crossed the line in P1 and just about managed to pass the challenge on the first race. So we come to round 2 of this challenge, which is at Monza, and this is going to be a real hard one, especially at a track like Monza with a lot of straight lines. So it's very vital to get off to a good start around here, as Leclerc's on our inside as we come into turn 1 and 2. We squeezed him a little bit going into turn 1, but we managed to keep the lead coming through the first 2 corners, which is very vital. But straight away he's on the back of us, and I think it's probably a bit smart to save a bit of ERS around here, otherwise we're just going to get absolutely trounced in a straight line. So you're probably going to see me dropping it down to none a few times, just so we can save a little bit of ERS for the straights, because we've got 0 defense, especially on the DRS straights. There's nothing we can do. So yeah, this is going to be a real hard one to try and get over, especially against the 110i. Just going through the 2 Lesmos, the amount of speed to catch up, there's just nothing you can do at all. Right, we're still managing to keep it in front here, but Leclerc's going to go for the move as we get to the final corner. We can't be in second position. Just trying to hang it around the outside here. It's going to be pretty close. We're going to have to use up our ERS. Go for the shorter run to the line. It's going to be very close. Can we cross the line? Yes, we do, just about. We're going to have to go defensive coming into turn 1 here. There's nothing, you can see there's just no defense we can do. We're just vulnerable everywhere. We're going to have to squeeze him out coming into turn 2. Yes. Don't make any contact there, which is good. We're going to have to save ERS all along this straight here. Otherwise, for the DRS straight, we're going to be pretty vulnerable, but yeah, immediately they just catch up. A slight bit of contact there, but nothing too much. I think it's probably good to let him go here as we go through the DRS detection point, as he tries shoving us off track there, playing a little bit dirty, Leclerc, as we come on to the second or first DRS straight, I should say, of the lap. Oh, it is the second technically, but we're going to have to use ERS. He's going to go very defensive, try hang it around the outside, and he's actually dropped down to third position as it gets through on him there. Do we save a bit of ERS? Not quite sure. I think we'll save a little bit now. Go defensive, push it into the outside. Okay, I think we might be okay for lap 2 here. As we come on to lap 3, we've just about crossed the line in first position, but we're going to be pretty vulnerable here.
Okay,
They've both got DRS.
save up some ERS, so let's focus on charging it up, please.
Do the same as the lap before, just push him to the outside where Hamilton and Max had that accident in 21, and we should be okay, as both Ferraris are both going side by side. We managed to make a bit of a gap there, which is good. Save a bit of ERS. Oh, but we've touched the grass a little bit there. We've gone a bit wide. Leclerc's on our inside. But we've got 80% ERS, which is really good. We're going to have to use some going down into here. Otherwise, Leclerc's going to go flying past us. Hog the middle of the road. Just about keep it in front. This is going to be really close as we come to the final 2 laps. We haven't got much ERS left. We're going to have to use a little bit here. Go defensive. But as we go very wide there, Leclerc's on our inside. We're going to cross the line. It's going to be very close here. And just about cross the line in first position there. That was very close. That challenge could have been over straight away. But we're going to be very vulnerable. We're going down into turn 1, 3 wide. We're going to have to brake later than these two. Wow, that was close as we crossed the line. that challenge could have failed there and then. I didn't realise Leclerc were coming up our inside as quick as that. But just about managed to keep it in P1. Okay, I think it'll be very smart to let Leclerc here through as we come into the second DRS zone. As we almost fly off the track there. We're going to have to use up our ERS. It's going to be very close. We're going to have to go for the move. It's pushing us to the inside slightly. Push him out. We're going to have to save ERS once again. Coming down the long straight. One of the long straights around Monza. Okay, we're on to the final lap here. I think the best thing is to go defensive down into turn 1. Don't let Leclerc pass 3 wide once again. Otherwise, it's going to be disastrous. But look, Sainz is trying to dive it around the outside there. We're making a bit of contact and we've made massive amounts of damage to the floor. I think we're going to be pretty slow in a straight line. This is going to be really close on the final lap. As Sainz comes up our inside through the 2 Lesmos, it makes a bit of contact once again and damages our floor for the second time round here. But we came through second in that DRS detection point. That's going to be really vital to keep in front. We've also got Leclerc coming up as well now. This is real close. I think we're going to be really slow in this straight. We'll just have to see, but we've got a bit of a gap to the guys behind. We haven't got long. Just one more corner to go. And I think we might have just about done it. Use our ERS up as we come through the final corner and we cross the line for round 2, and we just about managed to do it in the end. Okay, so we come to Baku for the 3rd and final race as we wait for the 5 red lights to come out, which took an absolute age. But we do have George Russell alongside us, and as we know, Baku is full of long straights like Monza. Probably even worse as we got that really long back straight as we cross the start finish line, which, yeah, it's about like 3 kilometers long or something stupid like that. It's really long. I don't think it's that long, but it's a really long straight. It's basically a motorway with about 5 lanes on it. So yeah, that's going to be a real challenge as we try stay ahead of the AI alongside there. I think the strat is probably just to let them have the DRS a little bit before and then try claw it back. But I think they did move the DRS a bit further down the straight, so it's going to be very close as we cross the line. I'm not sure if we can actually do it around this track. I don't know if it's actually possible. But so far we've got off to a somewhat decent start. We can somewhat park it up through this sector because it's really hard for the AI to overtake as we get a little bit of damage on our front wing there, which I don't think it'll affect us too much, hopefully. We'll just have to see. But so far so good. We're going to use a little bit of ERS. We've got some spare. Just keep George behind for the time being. Might save a little bit now. But George on that inside, he's diving it up the inside there. We're going to have to use ERS to try keep ahead of him as we come through this corner here. So I don't think it's quite the penultimate corner because we do have like a left-right chicane coming up. But it's real close to that. You can see that already so close behind us. We're going to have to use ERS all the way down here. See, George is already alongside us here. It's going to be very close to the line. Can we actually stay in front here? Yes, we can. We're pulling away slightly as we come down into turn 1. I think it's probably best to save a bit of ERS down into turn 1. Max has managed to get through into P2 there. I don't think you really want to let the AI get past you down here, otherwise there's not really a chance to re-overtake him here as Max is trying to dive it round the outside. Down into turn here. I forgot the turn. We make a little bit of contact there and I think he's damaged his front wing. Tried to keep it neat and tidy. A bit desperate going into turn 3, I believe it is. And we've just about managed to stay in front here. Yeah, you can see Max does have damage, so it's going to give us a little bit of breathing space. But I do think they will come back at us very quickly as George gets past him. Okay, it's caused a bit of a queue there, but I think George is about to overtake him in the background. They're still closing up as we're saving ERS, which I think is the best thing to do. See, he's very slow. It's going to allow us to creep away just for this lap, but I promise you, 110 AI against the Sauber doesn't last long. If you're about 2 seconds ahead, you know, they probably can make it up in about half a lap, especially against me, who doesn't really play against 110 AI. But it seems like we have a bit of a gap for lap 2 when we should manage to cross the line for lap 3 and have 2 more laps left. Yes, we do. They're going about 6 wide up there at that moment. But we've crossed the line just about in P1. This lap is going to be very crucial though.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Okay, we accidentally pressed that. Went very slow through that section there, but we've got Perez right on the back of us here. Is he going to go for the move? No, he's not. I think it's probably best to save a little bit of ERS through here. Just slow him down a little bit. Try to keep it neat and tidy. Get on the power. I think it might be smart to actually let Perez go for the next DRS detection point down the long straight, but it is a bit risky because the DRS is quite close to the line as Perez makes a bit of contact. I don't know if he's actually broken his front wing as well. Seems to be intact. It might just be a little bit of an end plate like we lost, so yeah, I think it might actually be best to maybe let Perez through here. It's going to be very risky. No, but he's staying behind. He doesn't want to go through. The AI is realising. Playing a bit of DRS chicken, but as Perez comes down now, we've also got George as well. It's going to be very close to line this. We're basically side by side. We're going to have to use up all our ERS, which is going to allow us to get ahead. I think he run out somewhat into there, but we can see, I think Alonso dived it down the inside of Perez there. They've made a bit of contact, and that has allowed us to creep away just for this corner here. And it's going to give us a bit more breathing space. It's all working out for us in this race. We've been a bit lucky here. It's going to allow us to save up ERS for the rest part of this lap. But they're soon going to catch up to us very, very soon by the end of the lap. I already see coming into the castle section how much Perez has closed up at this moment. Might be because we're using, saving up a lot of ERS. He's going to try to go for the move, I think, down into this left-hander. Might have to be a little bit defensive. Might go a bit wide here just to let him through. And try to get the DRS on him for this one. It's very risky if this doesn't play out. We can't let him build a gap too much. I'm going to have to get into his slipstream. Use up the ERS as best we can. I think he's harvesting. You can see the DRS only starts there as you're just about to go into the pit lane. But we crossed the line for the final lap. And one more final attempt to stay in front, but this is going to be a really close final lap. Really important to stay in front down into here, otherwise we're going to be a sleeping duck for the rest of the lap. Made a little bit of contact, but we can save ERS, which is vital. We're going to have to do it for the rest of the lap, otherwise we're just going to be a sitting duck on the straight. Also got George coming up as well. We're going to have to go defensive. I have a feeling this is going to be very close on the straight as we almost lose the back end there. That's really not going to help us as Perez gets a massive run out of that corner. I think the strat might be the same for this lap. Just let him through in this corner here. Go a little bit wide. Gonna let him through, but I don't know how much ERS he's got. He seems to be harvesting at the moment. Trying to save some for the rest of the straight. We're tucking in behind him. Almost alongside. We're going to use our ERS, use a bit of DRS, and we're going to fly past him as we cross the line and pass the challenge for the third and final race. And that was a very close one in the end.